Welcome back. Well, 24 years ago, Türkiye proved all doubters wrong by finishing third at the 2002 World Cup. But since then, this is the first time that they're making an appearance back on the biggest stage. How will the Crescent Stars fare against the Socceroos, who are playing in their sixth straight FIFA World Cup? We're going to find out in just a few minutes. This is a big clash from Group D. Australia taking on Türkiye. Like we said, Australia bring World Cup grit, physicality and tournament experience. On the other hand, Türkiye bring creativity, tempo and a young attacking generation led by quite a few star players there. Robin, how are you looking at this one? Would you say they're equally matched?
I think when you look at the experience at the World Cup, Australia higher, it's their sixth in a row, but Türkiye now has that golden generation of players like Arda Güler in there. You got Yilmaz, Yildiz up there, Aktaroglu also leading the line, and the wealth of experience that Çalhanoğlu will bring for you. So I think Türkiye at this moment are coming in stronger with a balanced side. But then again, you know, as you mentioned as well, the Australian side has grit to them. That's something that maybe Türkiye might struggle with, the physicality that the Australian side might bring to them. But again, you know, it's a game, and we've seen that earlier as well. It can go any way. As we were saying earlier, that they were third place in 2002, did not even qualify for the Qatar World Cup, and now they've got a chance to rewrite history after 22 years at the World Cup. So it's going to be an interesting battle on how Türkiye face Australia. 24
years since they finished third, and then they haven't made an appearance in 6 editions. Mace, how are you seeing them play out tonight?
I'm going to see them beating Australia. I think they've got more quality. I think they're a little bit more savvy. They had to beat Kosovo to get through. I think Australia moved to Asia, didn't they, as opposed to Oceania, so they could get more competitive games. And I think that there's not as many players this selection round that are playing in Europe. So I think that could have a slight little effect on them. On the positive side, they've got Tony Popovic, who's in charge, who becomes the first ever player that's played in the World Cup for Australia that's gone on to manage the country as well. So his wealth of experience is going to be so important today if Australia wants to turn around and take the points.
It's probably, you know, when you look at the numbers and the stats, it's very evenly balanced, with Popovic being on an unbeaten run. When you look at Türkiye against an Asian or an Australian side, they've won 4 out of 4 and scored 10+ goals. So it's an interesting battle. But Mace is right, they've got savvy, they've got the vision of somebody like an Arda Güler up front who can find those spaces. Then you've got Çalhanoğlu to block those gaps in their defensive midfielders' position. So it's interestingly balanced. But that physicality, I still feel Australia holds fort on that.
I'll tell you what else is as well. You mentioned it earlier. The last game we've just watched was, what, 5th, 6th in the world against each other? Yeah. We're talking 27 and 22.
Yeah. 23, and Turkey's actually higher ranked than Australia.
I know, but if you look at that, right, I mean, today's been fantastic.
Yeah.
If the world rankings are right and they're correct, we should be in for an absolute belter like we've just seen.
True.
You know, not the Scotland game, but the one before with Brazil. So I'm really looking forward to this because of the contrasting styles, and I want to see if Türkiye has turned around and has now, after winning through the qualification of the playoffs, if they can sustain that. Because Australia, I mean, you never know what could happen with them. They've been world beaters before, and, you know, they've stumbled before.
They're pretty compact. You know, when you look at the two styles of both the coaches, one comes with a compact 3-4-3, the other comes with a compact 4-2-3-1 with high tempo and resilience to their side. So that's something that Australia will have to match, since it's their 7th appearance at the World Cup.
But they also want to prove that the round of 16 in 2022 is not just a one-off high point.
High spirit. Yeah. The heart will be there, the passion, the physicality. They will not back down from a challenge, and they will be straight in Türkiye's face, and they will want to make sure that they boss and bully them, that they really do impose themselves. Türkiye, everybody says one of the hardest places that they've ever gone to go and play football in an away game is in Türkiye because of the fans, because of the passion, because of the crowds. Now, if there's a big following of fans there today, that could really help this Türkiye side. So, I mean, this is why this one's so evenly poised, and this is a flip of a coin for me of who's going to win this game.
But Robin, trying to think about it, if we dissect this, you know, just think of the teams as their strengths and their weaknesses. How does Australia handle Turkey's attacking midfield? Because they are very technical in their attacking midfield.
I think Turkey is going to be very high intensity, high tempo, pushing men forward, and I think you can see an Australian side, play on the counter. That being said, and I think that's the way to go for this Australian side. Every team that wants to play that high tempo will commit men forward, and that's where Australia can hold back a little bit. With a three-man compact defense, commit numbers in the midfield. The midfield battle is also going to be very important because you've got even like a Çalhanoğlu who's in the middle. With his age, maybe if you start pressing somebody like him, he'll start giving the ball away, and that's where Australia can find their chances.
But they've got some great young starlets. They've got some real good 100%. Young players. I mean, you're talking about players that are playing at Real Madrid and at Juventus. The likes of Yildiz and Arda, all that sort of thing. So this Turkish side shouldn't be underestimated. And I think Tony Popovic, if I know him and I know how he does things, his preparation for today's game will have been absolutely 100% spot on.
This is really building up right now because we know, as you just mentioned, players played at Real Madrid, experience of Juventus. We do have the lineups and the starting 11, and we will reveal all that to you after a very short break. Don't go anywhere. Australia making it to the round of 16 in 2022 is not just a one-off high point, is it? And that's exactly the point that they would want to prove today. So, Mace, how are they lining up to prove that point?
Well, he's tweaking. I mean, he has tried a 4 at the back, but he's gone with a 3 today. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they're going to look to exploit the space. Beach will be in the back. Suter in the central defence there. Harry Suter is the only player that started in 2022 making a game today. So they've got 10 debuts in the World Cup of everybody else that's around him. It's going to be important for O'Connor, it's going to be important for O'Neill. But again, when you're playing at this level and you're playing in a game of this magnitude, it's about your striker. Can Torre get on the end of things? Can he get the support from everybody else that's around him? If he can, they'll score goals. If not, they'll struggle. We've seen that already today with the teams that we've witnessed.
And Robin, what are they up against with Turkey's 11?
I think they've got a very savvy or a side filled with players that play at the highest level. You've got an Arda Güler that plays at Real Madrid. But when you look at that defense as well, for me, all eyes will be on Demiral with his aerial presence, be it in defense or set pieces. You've got Kokcu, Güler and Yilmaz, their attacking triple threat with Aktaroğlu leading them in the front. So I think it's a very balanced side with the experience of Demiral and Çalhanoğlu, who's their captain in the middle of the park, with Arda Güler and Yilmaz providing that bit of pace and trickery down the wing, and then Aktaroğlu wanting to get at the end of things. I think it might see a little bit of tweak as well as the game moves forward. You could see somebody like a Kokcu drifting towards the right and Arda Güler coming down the middle. That's where he's the best, probably, with his vision and ball supply. And I think that's the way they're going to go. You have Yilmaz, you also have Yildiz, who was a doubt, and he's not starting today. So maybe as you keep going forward, that could be an option for this side.
All right. Gentlemen, hold on. It's time to hear once again from our commercial sponsors, but we'll see you after a very short break. Don't go anywhere. The kickoff is coming up in just a bit. Welcome back. It's a massive clash in Group D where the Socceroos are going to be taking on Turkey. It's a big one. We're expecting... What are we expecting exactly, Mesa? What are we expecting? Who are we expecting to take away the 3 points?
I'm going with Turkey. I think that Turkey will have a little bit too much for Australia, but I think that the grit, the determination and the spirit will be there from the Aussies. There's no doubt or question about that. The only question is can they handle this Turkish side that will be buoyed by the fact that they've come through the playoffs and made that World Cup again, because it's been a long, long time. It's another team where it's been a long, long time before they've participated in another tournament.
Yeah. Even though Australia has made it, this is their 7th FIFA World Cup appearance. However, they didn't make it past the round of 16, and even then it wasn't easy for them. You think you see them going at least till there or a little beyond?
For Australia, they've lost in the most number of matches at the World Cup, and for some reason, I feel Turkey will be a little too strong for this Australian side. But away when you, as I said earlier, a high-tempo team, play on the counter, bring that physicality. Because having seen likes of Çalhanoğlu and Arda Güler play at club level, they don't like that physicality, and that's where maybe Australia do have that bit of positive about themselves, that we can take the game to them.
Mace, why the smirk?
because I can't believe I want him to teach me some of those words that, during the little break that we're going to have in a bit. No, I mean, it is a Turkish side that they're going to be serious about what they want to do. They've got Vincenzo Montella in charge as well, but it's going to be a cracker, that's for sure.
All right, a young, technically exciting Türkiye returning after 5 failed qualifying campaigns, going up against Australia, who bring grit and physicality. Kickoff coming up on the other side.